Hello, everyone. Julie had a very exciting talk before coming to this live show. I'm so excited to have her. Her name is Julie Michelson, and she's very active in her platform. She's doing a lot of coaching. She's functional medicine health coach. And we're going to talk about self-care for healing and increased energy. Welcome to my show, Julie.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. All right. Tell me about yourself. What did you do before becoming a health coach? And why did you decide to be a health coach? I know most of the time people have some health issue. And when they're solving their health issue, they go and find the answer and they try to help others, right?
Exactly right. I am no different than most of us in this healing world. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in my early 30s. And I was a single mom at the time with 3 young children. And I followed the doctor's instructions and believed they told me there was nothing I could do with that kind of a diagnosis other than take medication and hope to decline slowly, was pretty much what they told me. And I didn't know better. So I listened, and I did that for over 10 years, unfortunately. And I got sicker and sicker. You asked what I did before I was coaching. For many of those years, I couldn't even work. I was in too much pain and too disabled to work. I had quit grad school. I was, resting while my kids were at school so that I could take care of them from 3 to bedtime, and then in the morning. And thank goodness I really literally was afraid I was not going to live to see 50. And when my daughter, who is my youngest, expressed her same fears that I was going to die and leave them, I promised her I would try everything. Even though I still didn't believe there was anything I could do. I knew I hadn't really tried anything. And that was the beginning of my very long and meandering healing journey. But every time I got a little bit better, I got motivated to learn more and try more. And as my inflammation came down and my brain started to work again, I could really dig in and research and learn. And then when I found coaching, that there was such a thing, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I have to do. People need to know that they can reverse their autoimmune symptoms. So I am medication free. Happy to say I surpassed 50. I'm 52. I feel younger than I did at 34.
You don't look 50 though.
Oh, you're so sweet. And so, it's, almost becomes out for most of us out of a gratitude for the wellness that I've achieved, that it is my passion to help other people do the same.
Yeah. We also have some audience here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching us. And we have Dr. Adrienne Lara as well. She's from California, and she's also a gynecologist. She's amazing. So, Julie, tell me about functional medicine and how it can help healing, especially chronic disease. That's why the purpose of this show is touching chronic disease, because that's what I know many people suffering, and they think that they have to have it forever.
Yes.
And the problem is, yes, you take the medication, you may be good for 5 days, 2 days, or maybe it's very fast recovery, and then you go back again to that loop. That's the problem with chronic disease.
And the side effects from some of those medications. And there is a time and place. I'm not anti-medication, but I was on 10 medications.
Whoa.
By the time I was like, whoa, something is wrong. And I wasn't feeling well. I always say, if I was taking 10 medications and I felt great, I'd still be taking 10 medications and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. So yeah, it does nothing to reverse that process. And that's the beauty of functional medicine. It's a root cause medicine. It's a completely different perspective from what I was told, which is, you have this thing and it's never going away. And it's all based on the fact that the body is beautifully designed to heal.
Yes.
When we identify, so for instance, my rheumatoid arthritis was my diagnosis, but that wasn't what was driving my chronic inflammation. That was just the label that allowed the rheumatologist to prescribe medicine, right? And so functional medicine gets under there and looks at the whole body. What is driving that inflammation? Let's fix that and support that. And we all know now, no matter what those drivers are, we know by the time someone has chronic illness that their gut is definitely involved. And so we address it, we heal it, and then the body heals itself. And those symptoms literally just start to go away and improve.
Wow.
And I always say, quality of life. I never thought I would be pain-free, unmedicated, energetic, with a brain that works well. Again, I really didn't. And I always, when my clients come to me and, they say, well, what can we do? And my promise is always, we can improve. You never know how far or how long it's going to take. And every single time, even though I've seen it over and over and over again, it blows. The body really is designed to heal. And it just always amazes me at even myself. I think like today, I can't believe how well I feel. And I think it can't get better. And what I notice is kind of every 6 months, I'm like, wow, I actually do think I'm better than I was 6 months ago. So it is just a really effective approach for chronic illness, and especially with autoimmunity in particular, but most chronic illnesses, if we're not getting to that root cause, then we're accumulating extra, rheumatoid arthritis was not my only diagnosis after those 11 years. I had autoimmune thyroid and fibromyalgia. I had, all of a sudden this list starts to snowball because I wasn't addressing the problems. And so it really is and it's comprehensive. It's not an either or. Again, it's not anti-medication. It's not, our goal is always, I want you to feel the best you can feel while you're healing. And sometimes that means you're staying on medications until you're ready to come off.
Julie, this functional medicine been there for a long time.
Yes.
But unfortunately, not many people are aware of it. I talk to my clients, I'm fertility coach, and some of them, they said, we just go to our family doctor or a specialist. They even don't believe this. Still, they don't know the power of functional medicine and holistic medicine, I'm saying. Because, as you said, all of the part of the body, all of the pieces are related to each other.
Yes.
And especially gut issue, if you have it, you cannot, the nutrition you take to get better is not working, right?
It's
you
true.
Cannot digest well, you cannot take the great medication. Even the medication you are taking is not going to work.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are those self-care techniques for healing and increasing the energy?
There are so many, but it is one of, like, when you talk about gut, and most people that are entering into the wellness world and looking for another approach, no, maybe they have to change their diet, right? That is usually the first thing we hear, and it does make a lot of sense. But not enough people are talking about stress management and the role that chronic stress plays in autoimmunity and chronic illness. And even if somebody feels 100% well, I mean, everybody is in modern day is experiencing chronic stress. So whether, you're somebody dealing with fatigue and pain and brain fog, or you're somebody who's like, no, I do pretty well, but I burn the candle at both ends, or, there's the in between of like, I do really well, but, I'm not sleeping that great. I'm not as energetic as I was. So anywhere on that spectrum, if you create a really dedicated self-care routine, you're going to notice your energy increase. If you have pain, it'll decrease. Your sleep will improve. Your brain will get sharper. And so, a lot of people say to me, well, I don't have time. I don't have time to do that, right? I cannot one more thing. But it really does increase your productivity, and you get that time back exponentially. And you don't have to spend 2 hours a day, in a self-care routine. It can be short. And those are my favorite techniques for people or things, because I know, we all have a lot to do. And if you have chronic illness, you probably don't have a lot of extra energy. And so I like short but big return. Those are the kinds of things that I really like for people to start incorporating in their day.
You actually refer to a very great point. That's the problem with fertility. 90% of my patients, I'm not patient, client, I don't know. They actually complain from energy.
Yes.
And energy is not just moving or being exhausted. If your body feel cold,
Yes.
I always ask them, do you feel cold on your hand or your feet? And they said yes. And that's it. I got it,
Yeah.
because that's and is not something that you cannot solve it. It is
Right.
solvable. Especially, I always refer them to good acupuncturists. Acupuncture helps. Functional medicine helps, because in acupuncture, they can actually activate your nerves and find it on their way, how they can analyze your body. And in functional medicine, you can do the blood work, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, that's the real body and the blood work. So I guess both of this holistic medicine should work together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think
you cannot even ignore the power of medication or medical science. They are if they are taken properly, they should be there. But the point is, if you are using something forever, then you're not going to get rid of it. You're not going to improve. Then you have to change your approach, right?
Yes. And I'd say acupuncture and functional medicine in a different way are asking the question, why, right? Why is this problem occurring in the body? Whereas traditional Western medicine is medicating the what, right? You have high blood pressure. Here's a blood pressure medication. Functional medicine would say, well, why do you have high blood pressure? Let's go lower than that. And I always say a really good functional medicine provider, labs are so important, and we have amazing in-depth labs to look at, as you said, all those body systems together. But also a good functional medicine doctor is listening. Like you said, we get so much information from asking questions and really listening to what are people experiencing? What are they feeling? And we are masterful at compensating for, as our energy is dropping, we compensate. Or if we're getting brain fog, we find tricks so that we can cover it up. And so many of us think, well, I'm just getting older. I'm supposed to get achy or feel tired or be slower. And no, that's inflammation.
Exactly. They think that's interesting, because when you are chronically ill, you get used to it.
Yes.
You think that's normal. It's not normal. I always tell my clients, they come and say, okay, I have this irregular period. My cycle is not regular. I said, for how long you have this? And she said, okay, for 2 years, I have this. Come on, you have to do something. If you haven't, and you are still young, you're not menopause, and I'm just wonder how come they can't. I mean, I'm not saying because they go to doctors, and the doctors,
and they're told it's normal.
Yeah, any problem in their body. Sometime they have some issues that the patient itself ignore it.
Sure. And we expect that. I hear that all the time from young women, even, I'm miserable for 3 days. I have horrible cramps when I have my period, but that's normal because I'm a woman. And I'm like, no, that's not optimal. That doesn't have to be how it is. You don't have to be super uncomfortable just because you're a woman. That's something could be supported better. And I do think some of it is stories that we hear all our lives, and just we think from a young age. And then you get the women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that have had these problems for decades, and they think they're normal because that's their experience.
Yeah. All right. So we go for a few seconds break and come back again.
Okay.
Please subscribe to Panta Calhoun Transition channel and order my book Naturally Conceived through Amazon. Thank you for watching. All right, we are back and we're gonna continue our talk. I need to know 3 simple tips to increase our health and how we can take care of ourselves with 3 simple tips.
You got it. One of them I think may surprise you, so I'll give you the 2 that don't first. The first one is gratitude journaling. I like things that don't take a lot of time, that you get a really good return on your investment. And when I talk about gratitude journaling, I'm not talking about sitting down. I know you're an author. I'm not talking about sitting down and writing a big long book every day. I just ask people to keep a notebook and write 3 things a day that they're grateful for every day. Usually works best to find, a certain time of day so that you're really consistent. And that has been proven to increase energy, improve mood, decrease inflammation, really, really support health and wellness overall. And the writing, a lot of people say to me, well, I am grateful. I think my gratitudes, but we know it's been proven that writing them with your hands creates those new neural pathways quicker. And so it is a shortcut to start to change some of that neurochemistry and change, again, to get that inflammation going in the right direction. So that's one of my favorite quick tips.
So hang on, that's one of my favorite because I also do writing. I am an author, right?
Yes.
But you know why writing is helping you get less distracted? I mean, more distracted from your worries on your body. So with writing, what happened? First of all, you think, right? And you write what you think, and you see what you writing, and sometimes you read it, and you hear what you're reading. So you see, you can triple this power, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's why writing is so powerful. And another point for writing, I guess, I have a technique in my book. It's called FD technique, which is focus and distraction. How we can do this? If you want to increase your energy, you need to have a focused energy, and you have to find where you are wasting your energy. And there are some techniques like journaling, art, even music, a lot of this distraction, which is healthy, and you can use it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just want to confirm what you're saying. Okay, second tip.
Second thing would be, oh goodness, let me pick one. There's so many. So I work with everybody. I'll take 2 from like kind of the scientifically proven, what I call tried and true. And then we'll save that surprise column for the last one. I'm going to not say meditation because I'm sure everybody's heard it before, and we could have a whole show on that and why they should and how they could. I would say, again, for something you could do that does not take long would be breathing exercises. So something like 4-7 breathing or 4-7-8 breathing, where you're really controlling your inhale and exhale. Again, we're reducing inflammation and we're getting into that parasympathetic recovery state that most of us don't visit enough anymore. So that's another one that I really love. And I like the journaling. I think it's important to have a time of day or times of day where you're going to take a few of those breaths. Then you have it in your back pocket. So if something stresses you out, you can, I gave a talk for a couple hundred doctors in Pakistan over the summer, and we worked on getting them to take a few of those 4-7 breaths in between patients. So as they're walking one patient out to get the next patient, and the feedback I got was phenomenal. It didn't take any time out of their day at all, but it really made a big difference.
I like this technique. I try to use this breathing technique every day because I used to have a very strong asthma. Now I'm getting much, much better because I'm treating myself with reducing inflammation and diet, and I feel much better. And I realize when you hold your breath and you go for start from 10 second, 30 second, 60 second, it's so difficult. For 60 seconds, you can't. Usually not more than 40 seconds. You have a very healthy lung if you can hold it for 40 seconds. And I try to increase it just by holding my breath. And it really works. You can see some of these simple techniques look silly, but they are working much better than many of these medications.
Absolutely. I have a client that just began working with me, and we did some 4-7 breathing together. And she came to, one of the things that brought her to me was her awareness that she has, chronic stress, which again, we all have. And unfortunately, it's another thing we normalize. People don't even realize, like, they think if they don't feel stressed out, they're not stressed. And that's not accurate. But her body is so not used to being in that relaxed state that she said, it's the strangest thing. I do this breathing and my heart rate increases. And I said, because your body is not sure. It's just not sure, and I'm excited for her as she progresses. She's going to feel that, instead it's going to dip and relax. But right now it's such a foreign state for her that, she spends most of her time in the sympathetic response state. So we're going to change that.
Beautiful. So yeah. I see you have a website, Instagram page, and you have Facebook. How people can contact you?
People can reach out to me directly on my website, which is juliemichelson.com. And I always say Michelson spelled wrong. There's no A. I'm Julie Michelson Coaching on Facebook, julie.michelson on Instagram. So reach out anywhere. I'm always happy to hear from everybody and see, what kind of support people need. And love hearing, how I can contribute to the community.
Beautiful. Do you have any last recommendation? Yes.
I do. I have my surprise third one.
Wow, good.
So everybody that I work with on building a stress management routine, which is everybody I work with, by the way, because it's that important. Like I had mentioned, we touched on a couple from that scientific column. The other thing that really is so important in healing is what I refer to as filling your cup. So many of us, run around taking care of other people. We're busy with work. We're struggling with our symptoms. And we forget to do the things that bring us joy and refuel us and recharge us. And so I always have people pull from both columns. And that one is completely unique. And sometimes the things you mentioned, music and art, that, you know, a lot of them cross columns, right? They can be scientifically proven and can be somebody's passion. For me, it's spending time with my horses. And I tease because for some people, that would be a stressor, right? Not everybody wants to spend time with a 1,200-pound animal. I do. So, you know, and unfortunately, so many people can't even answer me when I say what brings you joy. It's been so long since they've thought about it that they really don't have an answer top of mind. So give that a little bit of thought. I would say it would be, you know, for number 3 would be do something, you know, if not daily, at least weekly or a few times a week, intentionally to bring you joy. It is not selfish. Self-care is the opposite of selfish, and we need that time.
You know, I just want to add something here. There is 2 sides of the coin about this joy. I'm telling you, when you have a satisfaction of the moment, so you need some tranquility, and that's different from when you have excitement, good excitement, right? So I found that if you experience new things and you allow yourself to overcome your fears, and that helps you increase your energy level, because you are more productive, more creative, and that helps you even improve your confidence, right? So this is another coin, another side of the coin for joy. But some people rather to be in tranquility mode, safe side.
Yep.
They don't allow themselves to go and experience new things, because they think, some of them, oh, I'm too old, I don't want to do this. But you know, it's interesting. As I go older, I realize you need this more excitement more and more in your life, because you need to have your inside child, you know, alive, and be excited, be happy, you know, and in this way you can increase your energy.
Absolutely. What you're talking about is growth, right? You're just, I mean, that trying new things and learning new tricks, and that's what keeps us young. That's what refuels us. For a lot of the people I work with, I would say that's something we work toward. You know, even just them doing something, whether it is relaxing or recharging or exhilarating, it doesn't matter. Just something for them that's, you know, it's, we say, you know, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. And people are depleted. And so they don't think about the fact that, well, you can't take good care of your family if you're not refueling yourself.
Exactly. I talk to so many PTSD practitioners and people who are working with trauma, emotional, and helping their patient recover from trauma. And they said one of the problem that people who are trying to help their loved ones with PTSD, they totally forget about themselves. And that's the worst part, because you are doing too much care and doing something for someone else, and you forget about yourself. So it means you don't have that productivity to even help. That's why first you have to take care of yourself. Like
Yes.
a mother, as a mother, I'm saying, if mother doesn't have enough sleep, of course she can't take care of the baby, right? So it's like
Absolutely.
you cannot sacrifice your whole life for others if you ignore yourself. The first one should be you, because if you are not healthy, you cannot even help others.
It's true. It is the best gift that you can give the people you care about, is to take care of yourself as number one.
Yes. Thank you so much, Julie. Oh, I was going to ask you, do you have any freebies, any program?
I do. Actually, if you go to my website, I have a free 7-day mini course. And of course, stress management is covered in there as well. And so, please go ahead and sign up. You get an email every day with steps that you can take to start to get that inflammation down and improve your self-care.
Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you for
Thank
being
you for having me.
Yes. Bye.